22-2025. This is CVM News at noon. I'm Ramon Gordon. Members of the Jamaican diaspora are responding to recent comments by former President Donald Trump regarding his executive orders on immigration. Speaking on Lead Story, the president and CEO of BWF Group expressed concerns, stating that immigrants will be now living under a microscope.
Obviously, I think that first thing he's going to do is shut down the border completely. He's going to send troops to the southern border of the United States, and he is going to rebuild the wall that he promised in 2016. So that's going to happen. In terms of how people are going to live, if somebody is an illegal immigrant, they're going to feel like they're under the gun at all times. And so people that are illegal immigrants will probably stay indoors more. Try to move around at night. I don't know when ICE is coming.
Meanwhile, U.S.-based immigration attorney Shaku Clark is questioning the feasibility of Trump's deportation plan.
Remove 11 million people in 4 years. It's never been done. I don't think ICE has the resources, and there are even whispers that Trump is already doubling back, or I should say doubling down on the timeline in which he thinks that he will be able to fulfill the promise of ICE. He'll definitely make an attempt, but 11 million people in 4 years, I think it's overly ambitious and not possible. I mean, previously the record was under the Clinton administration, which I believe was 1.7 million in a 4-year period. So I personally don't think that will happen. And I do believe that Trump at this moment, as he's been advised, based on the cost and the utility involved to get that executed, I don't think that will happen.
Taxi operators took to Spanish Town Road in Kingston on Tuesday, protesting road conditions and sewage spilling onto the roadway. The demonstrators voiced frustration over the lack of action to address the ongoing issues, which they say are impacting their livelihoods as commuters' safety. Britannia Witter has the details.
It's a tale as old as time, taxi operators protesting bad roads. But this time another concern was introduced to the mix.
When you flush a toilet in the scheme, it come back up, it can't flush. A police I tell me a while ago say, not even the station toilet can't flush.
This is the reason for their frustration. A section of Spanish Town Road almost completely covered with stagnant sewage water making a home out of potholes.
Is it because we're either beside Tivoli Garden? Look at this, we have Edward Siaga, we have Demontown, we have Tivoli High School, we have a police station, we have other primary schools. You get me? I say this is a major thoroughfare for persons going to the KPH hospital.
He pleaded with the authorities to address the issue on the students' behalf.
Respect the school, man. See the school, respect it, even respect we as motorists, respect the school, man.
Some drivers even reported frequent mechanical issues due to the poor conditions, placing a strain on their pockets.
The other day I fix front end parts. Sunday I care about the car, go mechanic him tell me say Sunday again I come, I have to go change parts again. Why? Them things are dipping in our pocket more and more.
They demanded that the issue be resolved immediately.
We can't go on like this, so we decided to take a stand this morning. So we need the authorities to come and address this problem. No, not tomorrow or next week. We are talking no. You understand? We need it to be done. No, we can't go on this.
Or else.
We not afford. We not afford. We not afford. We not afford. Not afford. Yeah, not afford.
Britannia Witter, CVM News.
Meanwhile, the government began operations early Tuesday to clear sewage and repair the damaged sewer along Spanish Town Road. Senator Matthew Samuda, minister with responsibility for water, visited the area to oversee the work. He's advising motorists to expect traffic delays as they address the challenges.
Behind me is emergency works taking place along the corridor of Spanish Town Road at the intersection of Industrial Terrace. Now, residents would have noted the unbearable issues related to a sewage leak in this area over the past 6 weeks. We have been working with residents and constantly clearing the blockage in and around the area to ensure that we're able to bring about resolution for residents. Now behind me is the initial work, which will see some emergency repairs to the surface to allow for free flowing of traffic. But we'll also, as of today, be breaking ground between Beeston Street and Water Street on 580 meters of replacement pipeline, which will see 12-inch PVC pipe being relayed to remove the old asbestos pipes which have collapsed along this area. Everyone who is traveling along Spanish Town Road morning and afternoon during high peak time can expect some delays over the coming weeks. But we ask them to bear with us as we do have to make the investment to ensure that all the citizens that live and work in this area are not exposed to raw sewage.
And the learning institution in St. Thomas is appealing for assistance to preserve not only a building, but a legacy of life-changing skilled opportunities for students in the community. Chairman of the Paul Bogle Vocational Training Institute, Marcel Clark, shares what's at stake.
As you can see, there's a major erosion going on. The buildings are treacherously close to it. With all these storm surges and so forth that have been happening with the climate change, we are really in a predicament. We really need help because it's very close to the building. If you go to the other end, it's the same thing. In the middle is the same, but right here is really eroded badly, and we need to correct this as soon as possible. We need help. I don't know which agency can help us, I don't know which organization, but what we do here at Paul Bogle is train the youth. We try to change the direction of the youth to keep them back on track because our crime rate in Jamaica is getting out of control. And the best thing is to address the youth so we can correct that.
The Area 1 Police Division is adopting a new strategy to combat crime, focusing on collaboration with schools and community groups. During a church service in Trelawney on Sunday, senior officers celebrated the progress made in 2024, but acknowledged that more work lies ahead. Here's Courtney Lewis.
Police in Trelawney are partnering with schools to establish a social youth group. It's part of the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF's commitment to community policing as youth gang recruitment continues to plague the parish.
We want to put policeism within schools rather than gangsterism. So that our youngsters can know the value of resolving to obtaining their goals and aspiration to a solid education or skills, and resolving their differences through dialogue rather than through violence.
Commanding officer for the parish superintendent Winston Milton says the police continue to monitor 6 schools in the parish. This as the officer calls on the community to aid in crime-fighting efforts. Superintendent Milton was joined by the Area 1 commander, Assistant Commissioner Glenford Miller, preaching a similar sermon.
We must strengthen our partnership. The partnership that we had last year, we have to build on that. The community groupings that we had last year, we have to improve on those.
The security forces, police and soldiers can fool the streets night and day. If you don't come on board and support us, we will still have crime.
The officers promised a relentless pursuit of criminals as they target sub-10 murders in the parish. And with increased police visibility, intelligence and training, criminals are warned not to challenge the police.
If you engage my police officers, we will not stand down. We will not back off.
We, the Trelawney police, would rather battle it out with criminals and gangsters within our courts along with their legal representatives rather than out on the street.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
A recent partnership between the iconic Rick's Cafe in Negril, Westmoreland and Red Stripe is expected to create more job opportunities within the tourism sector. Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett shared this optimistic outlook during the grand opening ceremony held earlier this week.
The essence of what we are in tourism is one word: connections. And what makes tourism so powerful also as an instrument for peace is that it connects people. Because peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but is the presence of connections. And we do it very well. And Rick, you connected last year 394 people right here. You're adding 60,000 more by these statistics, and from my instructions, you're adding 100 And 6 more, not 60, 106 more to make 500,000. So 500,000 connections that we make when we come to Ritz Cafe.
As the world transitions into the digital age, children are being exposed to career opportunities beyond the traditional fields. Author and social impact creator Joel Namdarkam is addressing this shift with his children's book Future Makes, which highlights opportunities in the creative industry and encourages young readers to pursue careers aligned with their passions. He says the idea came about during a school reading initiative he launched in 2022.
While doing that, I realized the students were always fascinated with my friends and the camera. So when my friends are there capturing pictures or taking a video, they're like, "Oh, sir, where we find that?" Or "What is that?" And then I'm like, you know what? Something that's also missing in this space is where the conversations around how these children can tap into the creative space. So every time I get into the schools and introduce myself as a marketer, they're puzzled, and then I get to explain it. So I came up with the idea. I sat down with my publisher one day, well, Latoya, who's one of my closest friends, no publisher for the book, and I'm like, "Latoya, I really think we should do something."
He explained the importance of exposing children to these career paths.
So while there is the need to educate them, there's also the need for an overhaul in how students are educated. And we've seen introduction, for example, in high school of digital media at the CSEC, the CAPE level, and those are really nice ways to kind of get it in. But we have to get to the grassroots of our children and our youth. There's a big industry out there worth billions of dollars, and we have so many creative people, young children who love to write poems, but they don't know that they can become a copywriter. They don't know that they may be selected to write an ad.
Well, stay with us, our discussion segment is next.
We needed to raise capital, but our experience with local financial institutions was that they were cautious and slow to act, and interest rates were far too high. We had real concerns about financing our business through outside equity investors and the possibility of interference. Could we get a fair valuation for our business? We had our own ideas about the business and its value. Should I go the traditional route of bank financing, or should I try the Jamaica Stock Exchange? So we made a call and experienced transformation of our business through conversations. I'm John Mafood, CEO of Jamaican Teas, and we're listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Give us a call today at 876-967-3271 to begin your transformation through conversation. We want to see your company listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
In need of a loan? AIM Financial is the place to go. We have loans from $20,000 to $3.3 million. Get a loan to pay school or college tuition, medical expenses, bills, fix up your house, buy furniture and appliances, repair or buy a car. And when you're done, take a vacation loan. AIM has a loan for any purpose. Call AIM today. You won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
AnyBet is Jamaica's premier company for in-person or online betting in Jamaica, with more than 40 locations nationwide. Enjoy more games, more bets, and more winnings at anybet.com, with access to the widest range of products to place your bets, including football, cricket, dog racing, and a host of exciting instant games that offer some of the best odds available. Chances are there's an AnyBet location near you. Must be 18 years and older. AnyBet, your best bet.
Welcome back. It's time for our discussion segment. Homelessness in Jamaica is a pressing social issue that is quite common in many towns and cities. Hundreds of Jamaicans face life on the streets due to economic hardships, mental health struggles, or even the absence of sufficient social support systems. Joining us to give more insight into the factors that can contribute to homelessness is columnist Kristen Giles. Ms. Giles, again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Based on your work, please tell us, what are the root causes of homelessness in Jamaica?
There are several root causes, and I think the causes differ from person to person. We know that mental health challenges are one of those causes that account for many of our homeless persons being on the streets. So, you know, we have a far way to go with regards to the way we treat and take seriously mental health or mental ill health in general. There are several mental health challenges that are not diagnosed until the individual finds themselves wandering around town, doing things that are way out of character. And it's at that point that people take action. And it's because there's a kind of reluctance in some circles to actually going for mental health checkups, seeing a therapist where we're undergoing, whether it's severe stress or other personal challenges. We're not necessarily quick to go and seek mental health care. And that's a part of the issue that is in those cases. Drug abuse is also one of the root causes because many persons find themselves on the street because of money challenges that stem from drug abuse or drug addiction.
I see. Would you consider mental health the single factor that contributes most to homelessness, or is it the combination of these things?
I believe the audio dipped just now. I didn't quite catch that.
Homelessness. You mentioned homelessness. You mentioned drug abuse, rather, as one of the factors, and mental health challenges as one of the factors that contribute to homelessness. So I'm asking if that mental health challenges is the one factor that contributes most over others.
I can't speak to statistically how much of our homeless population suffers from mental health challenges. Certainly from just anecdotal evidence or what I see from day to day, it would appear that way, but I really can't be definitive. What we do know is that several persons, you know, a significant percentage of those who are homeless suffer from mental health challenges, and it helps to keep them on the road. So it's one thing to become homeless, but oftentimes, even after becoming homeless, persons can bounce back. But it's harder to bounce back when you're suffering from mental health challenges and you're really not cognizant of the real impacts of what's happening to you.
Certainly, Ms. Giles. You're watching CVM News at noon. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Tiles and get creative with your floors, walls, and all the spaces in between. Our knowledgeable sales consultants are happy to help create your beautiful finish with the latest designs in first quality porcelain, wood look, vinyl, mosaics, natural stones, and countertops. At Creative, you will get every tile you need for your residential or commercial projects. Creative Building Finishes, your one-stop shop for everything tiles. Visit our showroom at 5 Red Hills Road or call 876-929-5553. Get tiles, get creative.
Need to pass your CSEC CAPE exams to get that dream job or to qualify for university? Then Distinction College is the school for you. We have locations in Kingston, Spanish Town, St. Elizabeth, and Ocho Rios. Start day, evening, and Saturday classes this coming term and sit CSEC CAPE exams for January's resit or May, June. Maths, law, science, English. We have the lowest school fees. Register before the end of the month and win an entire term free. Call us at 354-8560.
Sports fans, get off the sidelines and join the action with Just Bet. Bet on your favorite teams anywhere online at www.supremegames.com or visit one of our 100 locations island-wide. With enough games and the best odds, you can win big with Just Bet. Be a part of the game. Feel the thrill of winning. Join the action with Just Bet. Must be 18 years old or to bet. Game responsibly.
Number 3 versus number 5. The Spar Proteas march into the land of sunshine. Awaiting them are some of the world's best from the land of wood and water. It's Jamaica versus South Africa in a 3-test netball series, and CVM TV is the place to see it happen. January 18, 22 and 25, the National Indoor Sports Centre comes alive. Tune in to CVM TV to see two of the best in the world go head-to-head in this titanic battle. Don't miss it.
Sunshine Series, brought to you by KFC, Ray and Nephew, Chris and Charles.
Welcome back.